What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. This is going to be a big video today. I'm very excited to be bringing this one to you guys. As you all know, the LEC regular season wrapped up last week, which means for 4 teams, the offseason has already begun. The offseason has started. Now, some of these teams are maybe not as exciting and maybe not as shocking. Obviously, you have like SK, you have Astralis, you have some of those lower tier teams that we kind of knew were going to be towards the bottom. Again, we're not really shocked to see them there, but then the most significant name I think that people have headed into this mini little offseason, a team that could maybe be looking to make some big moves, could maybe stay the same, is maybe going to turn around and be better in the summer, is obviously the Mad Lions. These are your defending LEC champions, back-to-back defending LEC champions. And hey, I'm starting to hear some rumors. I'm starting to hear some stuff. And in this video today, this is going to be our first kind of big rumor video. There's the Jensen stuff of things kind of going on, or maybe he's talking to some teams. Maybe we'll get some news soon. But this is the first kind of big rumor video we're going to be talking about for 2022. So I'm hyped. I'm excited. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest content. Tons more spicy stuff, a ton of awesome videos, a ton of awesome news, rumors, updates, moves, all that stuff coming to you guys very soon. You do not want to miss out on this. As our channel grows, as I start to make more connections, as I start to talk to people more, as people start to know me more, I'm going to start hearing more and more stuff, and I'm going to be bringing it all to you guys. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, like I said, Mad Lions, back-to-back defending LEC champions. This team finished 8-10. Now, they were only a single game out of the playoffs. If they could have found a way to win one more game, maybe they could have got a tiebreaker or something. Maybe they could have got in. But either way, finishing 5th, 6th, 7th, that's a far fall from where they were previously. And either way, even if they did win like one more game and end up making the playoffs or whatever, this wasn't really a team that people expected to do much. I know they ended on a little bit of a higher note, but even as their coach Max said in interviews, like, hey, yeah, we ended on a higher note, but we also played against some weaker teams, just kind of how the schedule went. So even their own coach was kind of downplaying some of the success and stuff they had. And what I thought was really interesting is this recent interview that a lot of people have been talking about from Mac, talking about rookie expectations, because at the end of the day, Mad Lions made 2 big moves in the offseason. They got rid of Humanoid, and, they lost Karzi, and they brought in 2 rookies to replace them in Unforgiven and Reeker. Now, I think most people have been pretty satisfied with Unforgiven. Maybe he's not Karzi. Maybe he'll never be Karzi, but he's been serviceable. He's been fine, but a lot of blame has gone to Reeker, and a lot of blame has gone to Armut as well. It seems like the 2 solo lanes have been kind of the least impressive parts of Mad Lions. But in an interview with Blix, Mac talks about, what's going on a little bit. He says, he says a little bit about Reeker, and this guy says, when you mention Reeker, there's been a lot of expectations because Mad Lions are the defending champions. Do you think perhaps the community expectations were a bit too high for these 2 rookies, and it added unnecessary pressure for them coming into the season? And Max said, yeah, I would say so. Obviously, our fans want a lot from us, right? And that's fair, seeing as we won 2 championships last year. However, I think when you look at the historical record for the rookies we brought in, Humanoid 2019, he went to Worlds. Karzi, Rome, Shadow, Kaiser 2020, they went to Worlds in the first year. Elyoya in 2021, he went to Worlds. Mad Lions has done a great job at finding young talent, building them up, and then having success with them, ultimately, again, leading to those 2 championships that they won last year and going to MSI and going to Worlds, dethroning Fnatic, dethroning G2, and really becoming one of the top teams in all of Europe. And now as soon as they're one of those top teams, the very next year they're already missing playoffs. Hey, something maybe needs to change here. Something's maybe not going great. And that is what I'm bringing you guys today. The big rumor that I'm hearing. Now again, I know it's been a couple months since we talked about rumors, so you do have to remember, take rumors with a grain of salt. I am just telling you what I have been hearing behind the scenes, what some people are saying, what some of the talks and discussions are going on right now. Sometimes things end up being true. Sometimes bad information gets put out. Sometimes it just ends up totally being false. Sometimes it's partially true, and maybe teams are in talks, or maybe they're working on a deal and it falls through, and something else happens. Maybe a better deal pops up. So just because I'm telling you this right now, it doesn't mean it's what's going to happen. It just means it is a strong possibility, or maybe just even a possibility at all. But what I'm hearing is that Mad Lions is looking to replace their mid laner Reeker that they had from this past split. Now, I've talked about this before, and to me, this does not seem super surprising. I think from the eye test, I watched a lot of Mad Lions games this year. I was never really all that impressed with Reeker. I thought he was not very good. I thought, hey, this guy doesn't quite look LEC level. And that's kind of interesting because he was a hyped up prospect. There was a lot of teams looking at him this offseason. It was not just Mad Lions. There's also rumors that, Fnatic was maybe interested in him, that other teams were interested in him as well. So it's not like Mad Lions, made an absolute, gaffe or something by bringing in this bum. Like, this guy was a hyped up prospect, and he still might be good someday. But we know that Mad Lions has a ton of talent on this team. Like I said, Unforgiven's been decent. Kaiser and Elyoya are both, at their best, potential MVP candidates in the LEC. And this team's good enough to go to Worlds in 2022. This team's good enough to compete for LEC titles again in 2022. Now, obviously, filling the shoes of Humanoid was going to be tough, but when you look at the stats, Reeker's just not doing a great job. He is dead last in kills for all mid laners in the LEC. He almost has a third of the kills of VTO. I mean, that's just crazy. In terms of KDA, which isn't a great stat, but he's 4th in KDA. Kill share, he has the lowest kill share, percentage of his team's kills of any mid laner in the LEC. That's not great. And then deaths, he has 4th most death percentage of, percentage of his team deaths as well. His laning stats are just bad. 3rd to last in gold differential at 10, 2nd to last in CSD at 10, and then it doesn't get any better. Some people kind of sacrifice their laning phase to scale up and play in the late game or something like that. Reeker's not doing that either because he has some of the worst laning stats in the league. He's right there with Dayor and Certus and some of the what other people would consider maybe the worst mid laners in the league. Also, the worst dead last CS per minute post, just CS per minute. So that means kind of how much resources and farm yourself and you're getting later into the game. Part of that is your team not giving you waves or waves going somewhere else, but part of that is also, are you in the right spots? Are you catching the right waves? Are you setting up waves and stuff correctly? But then also damage per minute, he is dead last. So he has some of the weakest early games. He has maybe the worst, mid to late games of any mid laner. This guy is just not currently LEC caliber or LEC talent. And if you were on a team that was developing like an SK, like an Astralis, like a BDS, it wouldn't be the end of the world. He's a guy with talent and potential. I think, yeah, you could maybe let it ride for a split or 2 or 3 and see if he turns into something great, because some people just take more time to develop and everything. But again, on a team like Mad Lions that has potential to win right now and could win right now, if everything goes their way, I don't think this is very, very surprising to hear that Mad Lions right now behind the scenes is looking to potentially make a change in the mid lane. But this is very, very spicy. This is obviously a big deal. Now, obviously, that gets us to who is potentially going to be replacing him. Is it going to be the biggest name that I keep hearing thrown around is Niski? Do Mad Lions want to go out and get Niski? Would they look at a guy like Jensen? Would they look at a guy like Jizuke? Do they want to go, since they are known for their kind of young mid laners and stuff, do they want to go for a young mid laner? Do they want to try again on another prospect? Is that too risky? Do they just need to go and get one of these veteran guys to see if they can maybe still try to salvage a season and get to Worlds? I don't know. It is going to be very, very interesting to follow. But again, this is kind of the big first domino of this whole offseason that I am hearing about behind the scenes. More and more people are talking about right now how it looks like Mad Lions could be looking to move on from Reeker. Now, I'm not exactly sure if they're just looking to move on from Reeker, if they've already decided that Reeker's not coming back, if they're maybe going to see if there's better options out there. Maybe they'll bring Reeker back. I'm not even sure if they have their next mid laner in mind or not just yet, but this is a rumor. It seems like Mad Lions is potentially, again, who knows, take it with a grain of salt, is potentially looking for a new mid laner for the 2022 summer split, and I think that's very spicy. I think that is very, very exciting. Again, no offense to Reeker or anything. Maybe he just needs more time. Maybe he needs to go down to a lesser team. Maybe he needs to go back to the ERLs, work on some stuff, practice. I think this guy still potentially has a bright future ahead of him, but for whatever reason, it's just not working out in Mad Lions right now, and they're a team that needs better in the short term. They're not a developing roster. They're not a project. This is a team with a lot of talent and a lot of players that can win now. But I'm also curious to see how willing or able Mad Lions is to go and spend money on, a big name free agent, or if they're going to have to settle for, maybe not as big of a name free agent. I don't know. We'll have to see. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. If you drop a like if you did enjoy it, I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this? Do you think Mad Lions is going to move on from Reeker? Do you think they should? And who do you think they should get? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.